So today I'm going to be giving my block video, and I interned with Erath County Farm Bureau and Tarleton State University, and I worked 4 days at Farm Bureau and then 1 day at the school until coronavirus, and now I've been working from home completely for the school, just doing a few social media things for Farm Bureau. Since I'm not essential to them, I wasn't able to stay in the office, but I can't give you a tour of either, but I wanted to show you some pictures. So this is the Student Center. That is where my office is located on campus, and I worked in there as student body president, and so on Wednesdays I would go in and do whatever task was needed. This is where my office is located for Farm Bureau, and there I answered the phone, took payments, worked on social media, created and worked on a few events, which we'll get into later. And that's kind of like a quick what I did. I worked with some really great people. As student body president, Mr. Brown was my advisor, and he's who I directly reported to. But I also led an executive team that I was over, and then a student congress, and so I was in charge of making sure all of those people had what they needed when they needed and all the logistics. And then at Farm Bureau, my supervisor was Andrew, and he is the insurance agency manager in Easton and Erath counties. I also worked with JD Hargrove, Yolita Salinas, Abigail Leos, and Kathy Fuller. They also kind of do the same thing I was doing. They took payments, answered questions, and helped customers. And then there were some more insurance agents, Jamie Brown and Ricky Thurman, who worked in our office at the time. And what I did there was I kind of did it all. So some weeks I was working on a lot of social media content or event content, and then some weeks it was a lot of answering the phone, emails, taking people's payments. And so the main things I worked on while at Farm Bureau was I helped them restart and redo Food Connection Week. This was something they had done in the past and done away with, and so I helped them bring it back. And what it was going to be was a food drive in Erath County, which is 5 schools, and each 4-H or FFA chapter was going to be able to bring canned food items. So what they were going to do is they were going to tell their whole school and their community that they were hosting a food drive, and then they were going to bring us all the items, and we were going to donate those items to local food pantries to give back to our community. And the school that brought in the most was going to get a cash prize, and then all the other schools who participated were going to get a $50 donation. And so these organizations could use the funds however they saw fit. We just wanted to be able to give back to the community and support 4-H and youth groups. And for that event, I worked on graphics. I went to the radio station 93.1, and I recorded an audio sound to play on the radio, which was an ad. And then I also got to do an interview, which was really cool. Sadly, neither of those aired because the event got canceled before the air date. But I also worked on the graphics and a little news write-up for the Empire Tribune and then the Dublin paper, and neither of those write-ups or graphics were able to go out since the event did get canceled. The event was scheduled for towards the end of March, and we had originally planned to push the event back, but with everything happening, we ended up just canceling it. But that was the big event and big project I had been working on. I also worked on Ag Day, which is at Tarleton, and Farm Bureau was going to cook corn and sausage, and we were going to give out hundreds of dollars worth of gift cards. And so I had come up with 25 agriculture related questions that we thought, kind of general knowledge everyone would know, and students could answer them and tell us if they got the answer right. So they'd tell us our answer, and if they got it right, we were going to give them a gift card. So we were going to get gift cards from all over town, and I had worked on that, and I had coordinated some logistics with Dr. Waddell on parking and bringing our barbecue pits and everything like that, and was preparing the board and our office for the event. The event unfortunately got canceled as well due to coronavirus, and Another event that I didn't directly plan and work on, but I was helping with, was Cast for Kids, and it was a day of fishing for special needs students. And so they were students ages 8 to 18, and we were going to take them out to Lake Proctor and fish with them, and we were going to provide them fishing gear and t-shirts and just spend a day with them and their families at the lake. And I did not plan the event directly, but I was working on it, and then the graphics and the social media aspect of it. Everything, sadly, that I worked on got canceled, but I got really good exposure to real life planning and working in agriculture events, which I really enjoyed. At the school, I did a wide variety of things. I sat on the committee for the inauguration, and so I also spoke at the 16th President's inauguration in February. I went to DC for a conference in March. I went to the Board of Regents meeting in February. Every week was different. I had a magnitude of meetings that were held every week. I kept up with my email and phone calls, and that itself is quite a bit, and just worked with students throughout the semester. I was able to meet with a couple different students about issues they were really passionate about on campus. And in my photo journal, you can see there's a picture of two young ladies named Shiloh and Sarah, and Shiloh is handicapped, and her and I have been working really hard on handicap accessibility on campus and making sure Tarleton was up to code on things. And Sarah is a deaf student, and so her and I have been working really hard on improving captions in class, on videos, at events. That's just something Tarleton's not super great at, and we have 33 deaf students and only 3 of them have interpreters, and so we were working on ways we could increase interpreters and increase our services to them. The whole experience was really great because I was able to take what I learned in the classroom and apply it to real world experiences. And I would have to say my events and campaigns class really helped me for this, because I was the general manager for the Pursuit of Purple and helped plan Farm to Fork, and those were 2 events that took place, and so I kind of knew what had to happen in terms of sponsorships. So for Cast for Kids, we were looking for sponsors. And for the other events I've worked on, just the logistics of planning and what goes on in the behind the scenes. And so that was a huge thing that I had learned some, but I was able to really apply it and take away from it. I also really learned that what you think something is usually not what it is. At Farm Bureau, I expected most of our customers to be in agriculture, and I would say only 40% were. 20% of our customers were probably only Spanish speaking, and so that was something. I'm from South Texas, where a lot of people do speak Spanish, and I just hadn't experienced that in Stephenville, so it was a really cool to get to see that's still needed. And so we did have 2 bilingual employees there who were able to help customers. I was just able to tell them, okay, I'll get you someone who can help, but I learned that to do a great job, you really need to be in the mindset and dedicated. If you're not looking forward to the event, it wasn't as fun. I had to work on things that I obviously weren't my pride and joy. Towards the end of my election, or my term, we did elections, and I was working from home, and it was so hard to get done. It was so much work, and it was just every day I was having to go, oh my gosh, because it wasn't something that I was excited about and got me out of bed. And so I just learned whatever I do, I need to be fully passionate and ready to take it on. And with Farm Bureau, I learned there's so much more to the Farm Bureau organization and the insurance side. I learned a ton about insurance, and I'm very thankful for that. So now when I go to get my own insurance, I'll know. But overall, my internship was a really great experience because it helped me transition from a college student to an adult. Although I am going to grad school, I'm still working through grad school and over the summer, and so I was kind of able to balance the classroom work aspect, but also learn what it's like to work 40 hours a week. A lot of weeks I worked more, and I'm used to working more, but to literally sit at a desk for 40 hours a week. And I also learned how to be okay with not having so much on my plate. At Farm Bureau, there was times when things were really slow and I didn't have much to do, and I was not good with that. I'm a very busybody person, and so I kind of just learned like the slow seasons and what to do and how to go about them and why they're slow and what you can do to overcome the need to be doing something. And so I used all classes from all over. I would say the main classes I used were events and campaigns, composition 2, professional public speaking, ag leadership, and electronic field production, since I did create some graphics, videos, and social media things. But overall, my internship was fun. Now that I'm working from home, it looks a lot different, but I also have now learned that I don't think I could work from home, so that's also been a plus from it. It's very hard to do. So that is my internship with Erath County Farm Bureau and Tarleton State University for the spring 2020 block.